Hey, good afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on when you're listening to this podcast. Hey, welcome back. It is episode 140, I want to say, I believe. Episode 140 of the Coffee with Creators podcast. My name is Rob Balasabas. Got the coffee here today. Thank you to Starbucks for today's coffee. It is February 5th, 2024. It's almost 8 p.m. Took a few hours after work today. Did some things, went to the gym, did some stuff, had dinner with the family, all the stuff that you do. And doing a little bit of work today, and I thought I would record a podcast episode. Today, I really wanted to talk about something that has come up more often than I had actually been paying attention to. And so this topic has probably come up, I want to say, a handful of times in the last 2 weeks in conversations with other, industry folks, industry professionals, creators, people in the space that I'm in, which is the creator economy and media and all that. And so the topic is hitting a plateau. So hitting a plateau, whether it's, subscriber growth on YouTube, for example, and you kind of hit a plateau, hitting a plateau with your business in terms of revenue, just hitting a plateau. And so I wanted to kind of share some thoughts around that whole idea of hitting a plateau. What do you do when things become stagnant? When you hit a plateau, when things just kind of flatline? You're not losing business. You're not, nothing bad is happening, but also there's not much growth happening either. And so I really want to kind of dive into all of that today. I have some thoughts on it for sure. There's definitely a few ideas here that just over the years have kind of hit plateaus of my own. I'd love to share some ideas and some thoughts that hopefully maybe if this is something you're going through, it might inspire some things that you can take action on so that, you're being more active than sort of reactive to this season that you're in, because that's really it. That's really what this is. Usually if you're in a plateau season, it's a season. You usually will find your way through it. But yeah, let's definitely talk about that today. Okay. I just realized camera is different. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Before we jump in though, let us, what's the first thing we should do here? Before we jump in, let's thank our sponsor. All right. We've got a couple of sponsors of these episodes of the podcast that really supports the show and allows us to bring this content over to you. And so let's thank our first sponsor, StreamYard. All right, let's go. Hey, just a really quick break from the podcast. In case you're wondering how I create content, how I film and record podcasts, how I live stream, here's how I do it. I use a tool called StreamYard. It is the easiest way to live stream and record content. I'm scrolling through here. If you're watching the video, I love using StreamYard. I've been using them for years when they were just a startup. Up until now, I love using them. I love the team that's over there. It's super helpful. They've got an amazing community as well. And if you're a creator, they also have a really awesome affiliate program. If you're using them, you should definitely jump on that affiliate program. I'm on it. I love it. I love using StreamYard. And so if you are looking for a tool to help you create content, make you look really professional, go live on multiple platforms, record your podcast, record your solo podcast or with guests or multiple guests, then make sure you go check out StreamYard. You can use the link in the description to get a free trial. Let them know that Rob sent you. And if you have any questions, I have so many videos here on my channel all about StreamYard and how to use StreamYard and all the things. And if you can't find your answers in any of those videos, then leave a comment below with your questions about StreamYard, and I'll make sure it gets answered in a future video. All right, so go check out StreamYard, and now back to the episode. All right, thank you so much, StreamYard. I love StreamYard, and so yeah, definitely go check them out. There's a link here in the description or show notes somewhere. All right, now before we jump into today's topic, I want to share my screen here and really just kind of call out some of the folks that are listening. If you happen to be in the city that I'm going to be going to in the next man, couple months. Would love to see you. All right. So, as you know, I travel for work to conferences. And so always want to make time. I always actually very intentionally, always try to make time to meet with folks that are in these cities. And so, whether it's a dinner, coffee, lunch, breakfast, whatever it may be, I really want to make sure that I always try to carve out some time there so that it's intentional, that we have some FaceTime. And so the next event that I'm going to be going to is going to be in a couple of weeks to San Diego for Social Media Marketing World. All right. So, I'm going to be going down representing Uscreen, of course. And so, if you happen to be in San Diego, would love to see you there. Reach out to me. There's an email. My email is in the show notes and description and all that. Or send me a DM on LinkedIn or Instagram. All right. And so that is San Diego. The next event after that will be the World of Red Cinema. It's a workshop. It's a one-day workshop, and it's hosted by one of our partners here at Uscreen, and also uses Uscreen for his membership, by the name of Brandon Washington. So you'll see him there. That's Brandon here. If you're watching the video, you'll see Brandon. You'll see that we are sponsors of this conference. Really excited. We're also going to be Justin Porter, who's another partner and customer of ours here at Uscreen, will also be in attendance. He's also going to be speaking. So if you happen to be in Houston, or if you want to go to these conferences, I'll put a link in the description. Would love to see you there. All right. That is the next one. Now, there's probably some other conferences between now and this next event. But after that, officially for now, that's on the plans, will be a conference in the UK. It's called Tube Fest. And this is going to be in May, near the end of May, which is May 23rd. Exactly. And it's going to be in Birmingham in the UK. And so if you are in the UK, if you can get out to Birmingham, love to see you there. We rarely attend conferences outside of North America. And so this is the first one this year. So it's going to be really fun. We're going to have a lot of folks there. It's all about YouTube and content creation, creator economy. Nick Nimmin, my good friend, and also Andrew and Pete will be there. This is hosted and put together by a gentleman named Matt Hughes, who is just amazing. He's based in the UK, a good friend of mine. And here's some of the speakers: Justin Evans, Sam Barefoot, Craig Campbell, Doreen Van Moren, sorry, I always get her name wrong. Doreen Moren Van Dam. I'm speaking, this is a whole bunch of other creators out here. So it's going to be a worthwhile event. If you're in the UK, this is going to be really fun. Think Vid Summit, kind of like a Vid Summit, but in the UK. All right. So if you are able to get out there, let's hang out. Reach out to me. Let me know. Check out the links in the description if you are looking to attend one of these events. I'd love to see you there. All right. So let me know, and we'll see you there. All right. Hopefully see you there. All right. So let's get into today's topic, which is what happens when you hit a plateau in your growth, in your business, in your content. Things become kind of stagnant, kind of stale. All right. Let me share a few things really quick in this episode. And I would love to also hear from you some of the things that, maybe you would suggest or recommend. And let's really get these ideas out here. So the first thing that I would do, it's happened to me before, right? My YouTube channel will hit a plateau, or the growth of the channel will hit a plateau. The content, the views kind of hits a plateau. The revenue from the channel kind of hits a plateau. So one of the things that I would do and have done is take a step back. I usually take a step back. I find that I'm too close to whatever it is, too close to the content creation schedule, just in the, sort of the hamster wheel of creating content, or just too close to the thing, right? And so I usually will take a step back. I'll just sometimes even stop creating content altogether, right? I'll just, the channel, this is the beauty of YouTube, for example. This is my example is YouTube, my YouTube channel. The beauty of YouTube is that you can take a step back, you can leave it alone, and every month, if you're in the partnership program, still continues to make revenue, which is great, right? It's a nice little, it still runs, and YouTube, as long as you're not crossing any, you're not breaking any rules with copyright strikes and all that stuff, you're okay. Your content will still be there. You'll still get views. You'll still get people going to your affiliate links and all that stuff. Your video will still generate activity for your business, but you can take a step back and it's totally fine, right? And so that's one of the first things that I would do is actually take a step back from whatever it is that you're doing. If if you're running a business, you can't sometimes. Most of the time, you don't have the luxury of taking a step back because you have to be there every single day, right? I'm talking here, obviously, if you're in a position where the thing that is plateauing is something you can't take a step back from, then totally understand. Please take this advice with a grain of salt, all right? The next thing that I would do here is also talk to people, network. Reach out to people that are in your space, maybe people that are already part of your community, right? Not the people that you're serving, but your peers, right? Happens to me all the time, right? When things kind of plateau, I talk to people. And I'm always talking to people anyway, but when I talk to people, there's intention. And again, this is also a point, is that you should always be in community with people, your peers. It's really important. It shouldn't be something that you choose to just do when you hit a plateau, when things become stagnant, right? You should always be in communication with people. You should always be in community with other people, because that helps you so that hopefully you don't get to the place where it's plateauing, right? You have other people kind of that you're touching base with, that you're speaking to, that they're looking into your business or your lifestyle or whatever it is. And they're able to speak to you before things get to a place where they are not, it's not resulting favorably for you. And so if you're not connected, get connected, talk to people, reach out. Hey, can I buy you coffee? Hey, can you go? Hey, can you hop on I'd love to pick your brain. I have some thoughts. I love what you're doing. I'd love to just, have a quick chat with you. Would you be up for that? Hey, can I buy you, hey, if you're free next week, I'd love to buy you lunch, right? Reach out to people, talk to them, have other people kind of speak into what it is that you're going through right now, and be open about it, right? You never know what will happen. They'll be able to see something. Maybe that's a blind spot for you, right? And so reach out to fellow creators, colleagues, people that are in your space, peers, maybe even people that are sort of ahead of you, in your own mind, right? Whatever it may be. Maybe they have a more established business or whatever it may be, right? Reach out to people. It's going to go a long way. All right. The other thing that you can do here is, my other advice is, change your scenery, right? And look for inspiration. Okay. So this could look as simple as, and I've done this before. This could look as simple as maybe rearranging your office, right? Maybe working from a coffee shop instead of your house for a little while. Maybe if you work in an office, then maybe work from home for a little while. I live in Vancouver, so it's usually cold. But let's say, hey, if you're usually at home inside, maybe you work from the patio for a little while, right? Change your scenery, right? Some people will go, and this is extreme, right? This is if you have the resources, you go on a trip, right? There's a lot of people, like even writers, right? Authors, when they want to write a book, they'll go somewhere. They'll go on a weekend away and write, right? Because they want to change the scenery. They're looking for inspiration, right? Go for a walk. Go see something that's different. Consume something that will give you some inspiration, right? It might be consuming content, right? That's the sort of like the other end of sort of that spectrum of, luxury versus sort of something that you can do today, tonight, tomorrow, is consume some content, right? Put in some new ideas into your mind, right? And you may be inspired, and you say, hey, you know what? And it doesn't have to be the thing that's related to your business, right? That's a lesson that I've learned a little while ago, is that sometimes the thing that will help, the idea that's going to unlock the thing that you are working on in your business, comes from another aspect of your life, right? So, it may be something that you speak about, that you're thinking about. For example, this happens all the time when it comes to parenting, for me anyway. little personal note here. So sometimes an idea for parenting, how do I become a better parent? How do I parent better? Has nothing to do with parenting or reading a parenting book, right? It comes from, some other, it comes from like the business part of my life. Like, okay, this is how you lead people. And this can also apply to parenting and vice versa, right? And so, change up your scenery, right? And look for inspiration, okay? The next thing that I would advise is to go back to your early days of your business, right? And go back to the fundamentals and revisit your mission statement, right? Basically, as I guess Simon Sinek would say, revisit your why. Like, why are you even doing this in the first place, right? Because over time, over years and years of doing the thing that you're doing, sometimes you get away because of opportunities will pull you, and there's money, and there's, all this, power and fame or whatever. It pulls you away from why you started doing what you started doing now in the first place. And you are now so far removed from the reason why you started what you're doing, the fundamentals, your why. And after a while, you need to go back to that, right? And, and so go back to your why. Go back to the early days of your business when you didn't have all the employees and you didn't have the title and you didn't have all of this revenue and all of this stuff and all the followers and subscribers, and revisit your mission statement. Why do you do this? Why did you ever start doing this thing that you're doing, right? And so revisit your mission statement. All right. And so before we go to the last one, let's thank our sponsor, our next sponsor here, and last sponsor for today, Opus Clip. All right. Here we go. Hey, we're going to take a quick break from the episode because I want to share this tool with you called Opus Clip. Opus Clip is a tool that I discovered a few months ago, and it is a tool that so many of my creator friends and many, many more established creators are using to create short form content for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Reels, you name it. Anything short form, Opus Clip is the place to go. And so I use it for my podcast and my YouTube videos and turning those into short form clips. And Opus Clip is amazing. I've been using them, like I said, for months, and I've been really uploading consistently now with short form content on YouTube Shorts, and it has really grown my channel, not just in audience size, but also in terms of revenue. And so we're reaching way more people, and those folks that are discovering the short form videos that Opus Clip has helped me create is now also watching my long form videos, and it's amazing. It's such a good workflow. It makes it so easy. All you need to do is either upload your long form videos or actually just put in the YouTube URL, and Opus Clip does the rest. Its AI is so good that it creates all of these short form clips, anywhere from 15 to 90 seconds, whatever you like. You can set it up. It sets up what's called a virality score, which actually tells you the likelihood of this video going really, really big. It's got AI Copilot. It's got speaker detection for those of you that have multiple faces for, say, video podcasts. It's got dynamic layouts. It's even got AI B-roll, which is in beta at the moment, but it's such an awesome tool because it actually pulls B-roll through AI into your short form videos and your clips. And so it's really awesome. And lastly, it's got AI, all of the emojis and all of the text and branding and all of those features. But my real favorite part about Opus Clip is that its AI is so intuitive that it finds the perfect moments from your long form and turns those into short form clips. And so if you want to try this out, you can check out Opus Clip. There's a free trial. I'll make sure that there's a link in the description or in the show notes, and you can start out with Opus Clip right away. They also have an awesome community, and so make sure you join that as well so you can connect with other creators that are using Opus Clip. All right, so go check out Opus Clip. Tell them Rob sent you, and now back to the episode. All right. Thank you so much, Opus Clip. And as we wrap up this episode here, the last advice that I have is going to be for content creators. I've been where you are. If you are feeling stagnant, you hit the plateau, kind of things are flatlining. try new things, experiment new content styles. All right, especially if you're on YouTube. If it's YouTube, man, there are no rules. Okay, I can tell you that from experience. There are no rules. Depending on who you listen to, in any given day, any given hour, you watch 10 different videos, you could get 10 different, hot takes on what's working on YouTube. Honestly, and you know this. If you've been on YouTube for a little while, you know that there are no rules. There is no one playbook to say, hey, if you go shorts, all in on shorts, you're going to win. Sure. Yes, that can happen. If you go all in on long form, that can happen as well. You can really blow up. If you go all in on live streaming, that can happen as well. You can blow up. Hey, for every long form, you should have, 5 short form videos. You can blow up. There are no rules. And so if you are flatlining, if things are stagnant, try and experiment with new content styles. What do you have to lose, right? What do you have to lose? And also, it's the perfect time, right? You should always be experimenting anyway. It should be kind of built into what you are doing. That's, I come from a very, in the last, I would say 10 years, I've been working in startups or some form of a startup. Maybe, for example, for now, it's not a startup. I'm working at Uscreen. It's no longer a startup, but the mentality of having that startup mentality is so important. That scrappy, always experimenting, always trying new things, right? Never settling for like, this is the way that things are done. This is how we're going to do it forever. That mentality is gone, right? You always have to be experimenting. You always have, because we're in such a fast-paced industry. YouTube, content creation, media moves so fast that if you get comfortable and you're like, hey, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we do anything and everything all the time. We're not going to change because we've found the perfect formula, especially with content formats, content styles. Then you're going to be in big trouble, right? One example of a creator that you should check out is Brandon Washington. Look him up, Brandon Washington. He's on YouTube, and he is always like right now. He's an amazing channel, amazing content creator. Shout out to him for all the success, Brandon, if you're listening to this. But recently, he started to do these live streams, right? Normally, his channel is mostly uploaded videos, long form. He tried short form, right? Didn't quite pan out. Then he's testing live streams, and he's got an amazing setup now. Tested it, learned, and then now he's got a really amazing setup, really nice flow, nice schedule, right? His community loves it. It's my favorite live stream every week on Fridays. And so it's an example of a creator that never got comfortable, is not comfortable with just settling, and this is how we're going to do everything forever. Always be experimenting with new content styles and new formats. All right. So, that's it. That's what I got for you guys today. I hope, there's something in this episode that, you can take away and apply to your business. Even if you're not growing, if you're not plateauing, at the very least, I think, tip number 2, which is connecting with fellow creators or people in your industry with peers. I hope that you take that to heart. And you don't wait until you have to, you need to. You're in a place where you're desperate, where you need to, speak to people and talk to people and be in community. I hope that, you don't have to wait for that season in your life. I hope that you start connecting with folks now. If you're not connected, you don't feel connected, then I hope you do. All right. So with that, thank you for hanging out with me today. This is, again, episode 140. We're literally 10 episodes from 150. So so we're getting there. It's really fun. I enjoy this podcast, one of my favorite things to do, and I hope you guys enjoy listening and tuning in as well. We're gonna have more interviews coming up soon, but today I thought I'd just share some thoughts here of something that's just like come up so often. And so for this, I would love to hear from you as well. What would you do? What would you advise somebody that has hit a plateau or kind of become stagnant in their business? Let me know. Leave me a comment or a message. Send me a message on one of my channels, and I look forward to hearing from you. And until the next episode. All right. God bless you guys, and take care. Bye-bye.